A few weeks back, my wife and I were at dinner, and as we were sitting there, we got our appetizers, and then our dinner was dropped off, and our server dropped off one of the plates, and she said, "Can I get you anything else?" And while she was saying, "Can I get you anything else?" she was also kind of retreating, right? And walking away, and she almost said, "Can I get you anything else?" as a formality because she was supposed to say it, but she was already on her way out. And basically, we almost felt bad for like bothering her. The point that I want to bring up in today's video is about customer service and how involved we are at actually providing a genuine, amazing customer service experience for our couples, and when we do that versus when we're just providing customer service to check the boxes.
You're listening to the Venue RX podcast.
What's up, guys? My name is Jonathan, host here at the Venue RX, and on this channel, we document and share best practices around owning, operating, and managing world-class wedding venues. And the topic for today is customer service. You know, I think in 2023, we have a real opportunity to win and differentiate ourselves from the competition. And I think whatever market you're in, you're probably seeing a rapid rise in the amount of venues and the amount of choices that couples have, right? I think that 2020 had this crazy impact on the industry. There was this lot of pent-up demand. There's a lot of venues that started in 2021 and in 2020 and in 2019. So there's all this new inventory on the market, and consumers have more choices than ever. They also have so many options to choose from, and they're constantly bombarded by marketing and things like that. You know, once they say that they're engaged on Facebook or announce it on Instagram or whatever, then during the planning phase, they're marketed to, there's all this information and all these retailers and everyone who wants their business as a part of, this whole process of getting married. And so as a wedding venue owner and thinking about your sales and really wanting to increase your sales, your brand awareness, all those different things that you want to do to grow your business, it's really important to understand what you can control and what you can't control. And oftentimes, our venues being very physical places, there's only a certain amount that you can do that physically that will allow you to continue to increase the price that you charge. There's only so much you can do with an existing, space. If you have a couple of acres, if you've got 40, 50, 100 plus acres, right? We talk to some venue owners with huge properties. And so there are oftentimes limits to the amount that you can do, given the permits that you have, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? But I think one area that is entirely untapped in terms of providing additional value to your customers and to the couples that get married is customer service, and is crafting an experience around what they experience and the type of environment that you have at your property and the type of environment that their family and friends enjoy while they're there that can really set you apart from the competition. It can set you apart from some of the other newcomers maybe in the industry. And if you are a newcomer in the industry and you're watching this right now, and you're looking for what that special piece is, that special experience piece, focusing on this is going to give you an upper hand against maybe incumbents and older, venues in the area who've been around for a while, who might have the upper hand in terms of, credibility and maybe more reviews and, more couples and more photos and things like that at their property, but they're not focusing on this experience piece, which I think is a huge differentiator. So today, as we think about this, focusing on the customer service experience, it is so much more than just saying, my pleasure and thank you, and, answering a lead quickly and some tactical things like that, right? I think there's a layer of genuineness that kind of relates back to the story that I was saying at the beginning of the show, tapping into what that means for you. What place can you go to? What experience can you call to mind that lets you really get into a place of genuinely wanting to serve the couple who comes in? And, I think it's so easy for us, since we are, client facing, we're constantly dealing with couples, and we're constantly, maybe dealing with bride or groomzillas at different points, or people in the family that are tough to deal with. And, emotions are high. It's a big day for people. Two families are coming together, and there's a lot of different dynamics going on here. And so it's super easy. We're in the business of every single day helping someone celebrate the most important day of their life. And it's one day for them, but it might be day 100 or day, 200 or day 60 or whatever for us. And so being able to kind of distance yourself from that and realize like every single time I show up to play this game that I decided that I wanted to play, right? Owning a venue, every single time you show up to tour somebody, every time you show up to actually work a wedding or have your team work a wedding, you are responsible for providing this incredible experience for them that will be memorable and that will build into them, you know, having a positive memory about the time that they spent and the time that their family and friends spent. I can't tell you the amount of times that even the bride and the groom have said, oh my gosh, we had such an amazing time. And then later on, they talked to family members, they talked to friends who gave them additional pieces of information that then made them upset. I know that's happened at some of our venues before, and we've had to, you know, go back and say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I can't believe we dropped the ball that way, and we've had to do some follow-up. And so I think it's more than, in many cases, just the bride and groom, right? It's the family members, it's the guests, and it's this cumulative experience. And so again, going to this place of genuineness, I think really, really matters, because just like that server in the beginning of the story, you know, she was there, she hit the touch point, right? She checked on us, she said, hey, is everything okay? Can I get you anything else? But she said it in this way that was like, please don't ask me for anything else, because I don't actually want to give it to you. I'm just saying it because I need to say it, and then I got to get out of here. And people can feel that. They can feel if your intent is to really understand them and learn more about them and meet their needs and take care of them. They can feel that, or they can feel a different energy, which is, you know, hey, I have things to do, please don't talk to me anymore, right? Or like, you know, what do you want now? And I think that complaining is so toxic because it's so easy to complain in this industry. It's so easy to, you know, talk about and share with our friends and the wedding planner and whoever else how annoying or how much of a struggle it is, or how, you know, crazy people are, or whatever the case may be, right? And there, of course, I mean, I'm talking about the downside, the bad side of you know, dealing with people here. But it can be so easy to share those things, and especially if you're managing a venue, or especially if you're, you know, day in, day out dealing with people, it's easy to go to that place of complaining rather than understanding, you know, how you need to show up for them to be able to provide the good customer service. So again, a lot of this comes down to the attitude. A lot of this comes down to the intent. A lot of this comes down to the energy that you're putting off. And it's not just about checking the boxes and, you know, maybe thinking in 2023, I want to provide a premium experience. Okay, great, not a problem. But how are you going to do that? And then how are you going to consistently do that and consistently show up in a genuine way so that that is felt? It's not just said. And so that's the big point for this video here. Finding ways to make people feel the incredible experience, not just doing all of the things that are supposed to be in the incredible experience box, if you will. So I wanted to leave you with that for this video, and just encourage you, you know, if you're thinking about different ways to increase the experience at your property, and you know, you want to talk with someone about that, or maybe even hear more about how we do that and have better experiences, I would love to hear from you. So if you want to drop something in the comments below, or even reach out to us at thevenuerx@gmail.com, I would love to connect with you. The other piece of this is, if you are a wedding venue owner and you're crushing it, like the experiences that your couples are having are incredible, you know, you've got reviews constantly with people raving about the type of experience that you or your team gave, I would love to talk to you and love to interview you on our venue owner series and hear more about how you're doing that, and help, you know, unpack that a little bit, and maybe even give some inspiration to some of our newer venue owner friends, or maybe some of our venue owner friends that are looking to refresh things in the type of experience they provide for their couples. So anyway, thanks for joining me for today's video. Consider sharing with a venue owner you know would appreciate it, and we will see you all in the next video.